So what's up, Those Boys fans? It would mean a lot to us if you would please subscribe. So hit that subscribe button, like this video, helps the algorithm. You know all this shit, okay? You know all this shit.
Click the like button.
Click the like button.
Hit subscribe.
Please subscribe.
We really just want to have you, but you don't even have to really be here all the time. But we just want to have you for a little bit.
We'll probably keep doing this, though, if you subscribe. We probably will keep doing this if you don't subscribe. So we're going to keep telling you to ask you to please subscribe.
Yeah, we'll keep asking you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, though.
Test one. Test. Oh, my God. This is like way looser. Test one. Check. Test. I feel very quiet.
Test 1, 2, test.
I can't hear myself at all.
Did you like on the last podcast how I did kind of like the Tiger Belly, Rick Glassman type of intro where I show us getting ready a little bit?
You mean how you steal from other people's podcasts? Yeah, I love that. I love that you steal from other people's ideas. I actually think that's a brilliant idea, to take other people's ideas and just let me, it's hard rolling up my sleeves now. Like working out all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. You were in the gym today, weren't you?
I was in the gym today, yes.
What's up, Those Boys fans? Actually, here we go. What's up, Those Boys fans?
Episode 8.
Welcome to episode 8. Thank you so much for being here. Stoked to have you. And, oh man, this thing's just, now it's in me. It's like touching my back.
We are in the new studio.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of new stuff. We got these new boom
Welcome
arms.
to the new studio. What do we call it? The studio?
It's just the studio for now.
Does anybody else call their podcast studios the studios?
I don't think anyone names their studio, but we could probably name this.
We name everything. Like my Jeep, I named. Have you ever named your car?
Have
you ever named your cars?
I name things on a daily basis.
People name their cars, right?
Sometimes.
Have you ever named yours?
I did.
What's yours?
Mine right now is Jeremiah Sue Brigadaris.
Jeremiah Sue Duke. What?
Jeremiah
Sue
Brigadaris.
Brig
Adaris.
Sue. Okay. Jeremiah Sue Brigadaris.
Yes.
Jeremiah Sue Brigadaris. Wow.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. How'd you come up with that?
But I just call it Jero for short.
How'd you come up with that?
Back in like high school, I was partying with some friends, and we needed to go drive to get some booze, and it was pouring rain, and we were coming up on our old street that we used to live on back in the day. Donway, yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
classic.
Right outside the little storage unit area there, the roads kind of cave in, and it created like this pond, and it was pouring rain. Back in the day when it rained,
Oh yeah,
in California, yeah.
Well, it's rained more this year.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
I mean, you would say this. We've actually had rain. We had rain not too long ago, and it was fucking cold out of nowhere. And that was like a week after.
I know. You almost got it, dude.
We had the murder. Yeah, it was like, remember when it was 117 degrees at your work?
Yeah.
And then it was 2 weeks later that we had like
a little bit of rain.
35 degrees in the morning. What the?
Yeah.
It's almost like it sucked it all out.
Yeah. So we're driving, and I have two girls in the back and my buddy in the right seat. And I'm the cool kid driving to get the liquor, from someone that is older than us that can buy it.
Yeah, for sure.
Just typical high school shit.
Yeah. Typical high school shit. You're the cool kid.
Yeah. The cool
driving
kid,
through the vineyards. Typical high school shit, because all other high schools have vineyards.
No, as in the cool kid that's going to bring the booze to the party, because I knew someone that was going to buy for us.
Oh, who was that? Can you tell me?
Yeah. It was
Wait, can you beep that shit out?
Yeah, I'm going to believe it, but it's, yeah. Yeah.
That whore?
Yeah, dude. The homie.
We got to get better at not saying names, though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, some names are fun to bleep.
But you know what?
We do name drop quite a bit.
I love that, man. Wow. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So car stalls out because it's like,
what year is this?
Into the water. This is senior year. So this is 2011.
Okay.
Car's in the water, and it's just deep enough so that it got in my intake. My car shuts off, right? And I'm like, it just goes down, and I'm like, oh no. And it didn't know what to do. So we were just waiting. So my car wouldn't start back up. And the girls in the back started like panicking because it was like good 10 minutes. And I was having a tough day that day. And so like I was just like staring at my steering wheel like this has to end at some point. And my buddy turns to me and he's like, what's going on, man? And my brain flipped into Fight Club, where they all chant the guy's name after he died. His name was blah.
Oh no, his name. Oh my God. How are we forgetting this right now?
But it was right when Fight Club
came
out.
And we have access now to our the laptop, which who even uses laptop anymore, but we have I could search it.
But but it would take too long right now.
No, it doesn't take too long. We're just going to figure this out.
Yeah, we're just going to figure this out.
His name was something Paulson. His name was Robert
Jeffrey
Paulson.
Robert Paulson.
His name was Robert Paulson. His name was Robert Paulson. Do you have any soap? Let's do that thing.
Yeah, let's make some explosive soap. Yeah.
Anyways, go.
But so my head flopped violently. I was just losing it, like just chilling as a crazy kid to that scene. And then I was just like, my name is Jeremiah Sue Brigaderis.
Oh,
and
circle.
He was like, what are you talking about, man? And I just kept saying, I wanted to freak him out as much as possible. As my thought is just
your supply hookup.
Yeah. No, not my supply hookup. My buddy that was coming with me. We were just stuck in the car. And so I was just trying to scare, I was trying to make it more fun, just scare him. But I just kept doing it over and over and over. And then they all got so freaked out by it that back at the party, everyone was talking about it. And so that was kind of like my thing. It's like, Zach, what's your nickname? What's your nickname, dude?
Jeremiah
Sue Brigaderis.
Sue Brigaderis.
Yes.
That's a good one.
But in honor of episode 8, baby.
No, what are you doing?
You want to know what episode 8 is?
Yeah, you actually dropped this on me right before we started the cast. Zach said that he had a surprise for me, which I love because I feel like at this point,
no, dude, I hope
look at our studio. Yeah. You're like starting to come up with ideas. It's so good for you. This is so cute. Show me what you got, buddy.
Go fuck yourself.
Show me what you got, buddy.
See, I'm hoping you actually do something and come up with some big ideas.
Show me what you got, buddy.
I have something for us.
This plant, though, because we have some kinks we're going to be working out. This is still like superb compared to what we were doing before. I mean, the living room inside the house is beautiful, but this plant. Okay.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. And you can't.
Oh, the candle went out. Got these from Sedona, Arizona. And I know we've had them in the past. I think like episode 1 maybe.
All right, so you're going to crack this and you're going to fucking sniff it. Yeah. You just got to do it. We have to really do it. So you have to,
I'm nervous. This is ammonia. This is ammonia.
This is smelling salts.
This is ammonia.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
You gotta full crack it and smush it so it's a big one. You gotta take a big whiff because,
I might throw up.
Good.
Man, my heart's racing right now. I hate this shit. Because I have this in my first aid kit in the Jeep. Whenever whenever we used to be drunk, and like I'd make like a friend do it. I'd be like, "Hey, want to do something fun?" And let's fucking do it. I'll be right back. Go on the Jeep, bust this out. And I would just be like, all right, when you're ready, you tell me when you're ready. All right, I'm fucking ready. All right. And then everyone's just all,
yeah. That's exactly it.
Oh, man. Okay. This is so stupid. This is going to hurt our throats.
Yeah, it's going to suck, but that's what we're doing. Just stop talking about it. Just do it. Ready? We're going to crack it.
I don't know why I'm so nervous.
We're going to crack it. You have to hold it for your camera to see and take a fat whiff. Dude, it's just smelling salts. It's only going to last about 10 seconds. Ready?
I think this is great, but I fucking hate you. I'm ready. I'm nervous. I hate this shit.
Ready?
Because I have such a bad sinus.
Full crack. Cheers. Ah, fuck. Wasn't that bad. I think I can do more. Woo!
You're right.
It's the after that I don't like. Wasn't that bad. I've done worse ones.
Actually, it's bad, man, but it's not as bad as I always remember. I'm crying.
But you feel awake now.
Well, my sinus. Whoa.
Now we're flying.
It's cold. Oh man, it like hurts more now. You're such a dick, but it's great.
All right,
try to come back to life here. That was good, man.
That was my gift to you.
Actually,
why does it keep hitting you?
Because that's what happens.
Okay,
it's a chemical. I feel like I'm crying. That's good. Fuck, that was called ammonia, and it's used in the military. It's used in medicine, like in critical care medicine, and it comes in first aid kits where you can comes in like packets of 10. You can order them online. It's totally safe to do what we just did. Do it with your friends. Have your dad do it. Make your mom do it. Make some TikToks out of it. It's great fun.
Oh yeah,
and it helps if someone's not unconscious on the ground and you go up and you crack it and they're like, here, and they're just like not breathing, and then all of a sudden they're because it's ammonia.
Yeah.
Like, it wakes up your brain. That's what
yeah.
it feels like. You know, it's like, it doesn't just smell bad. It feels bad. But, well, I am awoken and I feel like I have to remind myself we're on the pod right now. You know, like, that's right. I really like, that was a little meditative. I feel we've got to keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
Well, this is also if we're giving gifts. Oh man, I think I can smell it. It's coming off the fucking table. Oh wait, your dog's out here.
Oh, that was smart. Just make sure she doesn't eat
Oh
that.
man, the fumes. So I wanted to give you this. One of the things that we did not too long ago, and we mentioned it in one of the past casts, was we finally started our own business with those boys. And well, my friend, your first business.
How much did we put on here, million?
Debit
We have
card.
$1 million on this thing, right?
I seeded it with 10,000.
10,000 million? Wow.
Polyverse. Or no, not that. What's it called? What's the
Blocktopia.
10,000
10,000 block on Blocktopia.
10,000 Celsius.
Lovely.
10,000 cell, because we all know they're doing well. Congrats.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about any cryptos that we support.
Let's go for it, man. Tell me, what are you? Well, no, I called you the other night. We were talking about it because I'm sorry, it wasn't you. It was Dad. Me and Dad talked about, and you know, crypto talk with your dad is some of the most heartfelt conversations you can have with your father these days. Get on a roll with some sort of crypto talk, and it'll probably fumble into some Ukrainian Putin thing, but it starts fun, no harm, safe investment, you know, stonks. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
You're into crypto, bro. And we have the same dad. You know what I'm talking about? Like, he gets so stonky.
You're alive.
Yeah, I'm alive, dude. You gave me ammonia. What do you think about that, though? Like,
Stonks?
having a crypto conversation with your dad.
Well, I love crypto conversations.
You and Dad get off in a different way than me. I actually have to leave the room now. Because it's like, you guys are like, did you figure out why Matic wasn't actually, it's because if you wrap the Y around the X, that's why Putin's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
What? How did you get from Bitcoin to Putin? That was fast.
Yeah.
Probably something about Swift and the payments and the...
Oh no, the malfunction's happening. It's coming.
Anyways, we'll get back on track here. Man, that ammonia really fucked us up. You're going to have to please cut this up, man. Like maybe like cut out like this whole transitional.
We'll figure it out.
I did want to say that you do look good, and you're in a sweatshirt and I'm not. And it's not necessarily cold. Why are you wearing a sweatshirt?
Well,
You look good.
The last
you
few
look
times,
very good, by the way.
thanks.
Your
The last-
haircut.
Thanks.
I'm not trying to interrupt you. I just want to finish my compliment.
Okay.
Great stuff.
Yeah, thanks.
You look beautiful.
That's a bit,
Dude, great stuff.
No, that's a bit.
Great stuff.
You say. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I just want to finish what I want to say. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You don't finish anything.
I think it's no. I don't keep interrupting you. Just let me. I just want to finish what I'm trying to say. It's great stuff. Go for it. Go ahead.
Oh man, this is confusing now.
Why are you wearing a sweatshirt?
Oh, I'm wearing a sweatshirt because the last few nights we've been working out here, like putting everything together, and it's been cold.
Yeah.
And so I just assumed it was going to be cold. It's not cold yet.
Is that the real reason, Zach?
Oh, you would.
What's the real reason?
That's the reason.
No, bro.
Why?
What's the real reason? Why are you wearing the sweatshirt? Why are you wearing it?
What do you mean?
What you said the other night.
What did I say the other night?
We look good in
Oh,
hoodies.
everyone looks good in hoodies, dude.
Well, I mean, fat people look good in hoodies because they don't look so fat.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? I said the F word. Go fuck you. Nope. I'm trying to be, we got to be cool for this. I'm trying to be more less, you know? I'm trying to be more less.
More or less.
But you're wearing the sweatshirt because it looks good on you.
Yeah, sweatshirts always look good, baby.
But I really think this is a perfect opportunity for you to take it off. What do you say, folks? Should we have him take it off? Zach, you want to take it off?
I really.
No, that's definitely not the right track you want. After
They
that.
want. That's them. That's them.
You should
laughing
just
at
dub
me.
over. You should take it off.
Fine.
Yeah, take it off. Go for
Fine,
it,
dude.
I'll distract them with some background music. Bow chicka wow wow. Move that mic out the way. Zach's about to undress. Bow, 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 bow. One of the things about those boys that we're trying to get more comfortable with these days in front of the camera is more OnlyFans-like content. And that's why in this new studio where we're more hidden away in our private little setting, anything can happen now in these casts. In fact, one of the things Zach and I were practicing, we'll get to that when we're ready to perform it live.
I'm ready. You said you weren't ready.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, Zach with his sweatshirt off. You look great.
I'm Zach. This is me with my sweatshirt off. And when I take my sweatshirt off, I feel really fucking good. Back to you.
All right, so I have a question. There's been, right now, like getting into you being a bartender, okay? You work at a very fancy resort area where literally billionaires go. And the holiday seasons are coming up. I don't know. I feel like talking with Megan and like her working at the same resort you do and serving and making fuck tons of money because billionaires just... Yep. And I know you make really good money there too. But do you start to see like a shift around holiday season? Like it's around like just the shift in culture. I don't know. I feel like people that start to travel during the holiday season, do you start to see numbers going up around this time?
Yeah.
Because it feels like tensions at y'all's resort is getting a little bit weird, man.
Well, no, we come into like the end of September. All businesses have finished their taxes. And so that's when they go on vacation. And so we have the big head of corporations and they all send all their employees to our business. They buy out all the rooms. They buy out the whole hotel. You're talking like multi-million-dollar buyouts. And it's just the richest of the rich come. So it's great.
But I mean, like, give me like a walkthrough. Like, can you give me a story of like your most, I don't know. Can you tell me something recently, like a story at work that's been like, was miserable or a Patreon or a client that fucked you up?
I mean, recently it's just been the real tough thing is we've been having like the wealthy people that really truly think you need to serve them. And I think it's because they were born into wealth. It's like a lot of kids younger than me that they'll just come stay for a week and it costs them like $150,000. And to them, it's like, yeah, my mommy's credit card.
Right.
And it's like, I deal with a lot of people like that.
Oh, yeah. Give me a story, man. I want to hear some stories.
I mean, what, like, I can't tell much.
What do you mean?
Because I signed the confidentiality waivers.
I just figured it's a good way to have the podcast, have a conversation. I'm bringing up bartending. You got to have so many stories.
So what kind of story are you looking for?
Dude, if you're it's just like about like, I'm just like cueing you and you're supposed to take it and you're just supposed to give me a story.
Well, when I tell stories about my work, I have to think about what I'm saying.
Right. But that's your job. But like on the podcast, you're supposed to perform by like, this is like, I'm cueing you to give like there's got to be some sort of bartending story where you don't have to say anybody's name.
We had a car company come buy out my bar. And they were all very cool, very, very rich. And I can't say the car company because it would totally give it away. But
exactly. Don't ever give it away.
Every time we have big companies come buy out my bar, I always have to like communicate with the coordinator because it's normally everything's billed to a master account that we'll have for all their rooms and everything because they're all staying on property.
Okay, yeah.
And so like 50 people will come back from dinner at like 10:30, super drunk, and all of them are high-end CEOs of different businesses. And so they're just drunk CEOs that just want to like flex.
Sure.
All they want to do. Yeah. And so there'll be a business tab.
Company black cards.
Yeah, company black cards. And we have so much expensive alcohol, like the most of expensives. So they'll come to my bar and they'll buy really expensive alcohol to kind of flex their money at their other CEOs. It's really gross to watch and it's really gross to be the one serving them.
Wait, you mean like a CEO of a big company will be like flexing in front of another big CEO?
They walk up, what's your most expensive alcohol right now? And I'll be like, oh, it's right here. This tequila. I'm not going to say it because it might give it away too. But it's like this tequila and like, how much to go for a shot? I'm like $350 a shot. And they're like, okay, we're going to take 14 of those. You know how hard it is to believe someone's going to pay for that? It's like, okay, so that's...
How much is one shot?
$350 a shot.
$350 a shot times 14.
Because they just I want to buy one for the room. I'm like, $350, okay. And I can't negotiate it because I know they're CEOs, but then just have to pour everyone a shot and like 5 people don't take it. So it's like, that's $2,000
so then
wasted.
You take it.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah. Hell
yes.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
And it was the best tequila I've ever tasted.
That might be one of the greatest benefits of being a bartender is being able to drink pretty amazing liquor for free.
Yeah,
you pre-game on the job before you go out to your party after.
I don't live that life no more.
What's that for?
Because I don't live that life no more. I go bartend,
I know you don't, but that used
home.
to be the life. Okay, so there was a time when your last job, when you were bartending at Ricardo's, Classic good old time Ricardo's. And the fucking fly. We'll try to kill it if we can. Let it free. Let it out. The story about the dude who came in and he
got bit by the pit bull.
Yes.
Oh my God, dude. I just got hired there and we had this person that was a regular. He'd come in like an old man, like 72, 73. And he had like this really gray beard, but he was just like the small drunk man of the town because it was a dive bar. And we were packed on a Friday night. And I was serving tables. We had like 10 tables. Like all 10 tables were fully packed out. And I just see him run through the door and he's holding his lip. And he's running around here. He finds me. And I'm back at where you wait for the drinks. It's all the other side of the bar, whole other side of the bar. And he grabs me and he's like, where's the blah, blah, blah? Like looking for my manager. I'm like, hey man, like what? Why? You seem like you're frantic, and he's dripping blood out of his hand, and he's like that fucking dog bit me. And he shows me his lip, and it's all like no lip.
Yeah, so you're bartending. It's like fucking packed.
I wasn't even bartending yet. I was just the server at the time.
Oh, but still, okay. So you're serving, and it's like basically the bar, right? Is like here, and you have all of those. So you're like,
yeah, but it's fully packed.
Fully packed.
All
so
10
you're
tables.
Like, excuse me. I gotta get through. Excuse me, I gotta get food.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden,
yeah. And he's there, he's holding his lip, and then his lip was gone. And so
his lip was gone.
I put him in the back, and my manager at the time, who was just the worst manager I think I've ever had, he just didn't give a fuck about his job. I'm helping the old man like sit in the back. So we have like this little back smoke area outside, and I'm helping him sit in there, and I'm trying to get him to realize he needs to go to the hospital. I was like, it doesn't matter where my manager is. I was like, you need to go to the hospital. We need you to the hospital. He's like, no, I don't. I'll be fine. And I'm like, no, man. I'm like, you're not going to be 100% fine, but you're going to live. It's like, but we got you to the hospital. I was trying to like just get him to realize, and he couldn't. Obviously, he was in shock, 100% shock. So my bar manager finally comes out,
bit off by a pit
who was a
bull.
wonderful bar manager, but he comes out and he's like, wow, this is insane. I'm going to look over him because my other bar manager tells me, he's like, Zach, go find his lip. I could sue.
What do you mean?
Go find his lip.
This.
He told me to go find his lip on the ground.
Oh, because it got bit outside.
He
in
said,
front of the bar.
clean up this blood and go find his lip.
Go clean up this blood and go find the lip. Clean up the blood and find the lip.
As I was cleaning up the blood, I was like, dude, I'm paid $9.25 an hour. I'm not fucking finding a lip.
Clean up the blood, find the lip.
It's like, no, what are you talking about?
I don't even get health insurance here. You want me to find someone else's lip?
But no, so I walk outside and there's his lip on the ground with his beard coming out of it.
What?
Really? Yeah. Straight PTSD, dude. I got home that night, told, because I was still staying at mom and dad's. To get home that night. I'd tell mom, I'm like, real crazy night. Like, just like this real crazy night, this happened. And she's like, that's so insane. And I'm like, I know. Go sit in my car. That's when I was living out in the shed. And I just sat on my bed, dude. And I was just like, because I haven't seen anything like that by then. I had nuts, pre-anatomy, pre-everything. I was just like,
yeah.
Because I was so traumatized from it.
It's really human flesh put on ice ever is a traumatic experience. Okay. So I'm going to be the person who puts the body part on ice. It's not my body part. No big deal. Oh God. It's like that's imprinted. Like,
yeah.
You have to live with that now. Like that's a weird thing to do for somebody. Here, hopefully you can reattach it at the hospital.
Yeah, dude, I have so many stories from that bar. So many crazy.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I love those fucking stories because I've been thinking so much more about ways that we can encourage structure for our cast and like keep coming back to some spaces that I know a lot of people live in that I think we relate to. And also we're like, even though there are jobs in our lives, bartending has been both of our hobbies, DJing. And I even hate to start with that, but we were DJing professionally for a long time together, and that was fucking fun. It was basically the same thing as this, besides we only talked to each other.
Yeah. I kind of like having the squeak of the chair in there. It's almost like if in the scene.
Hold on, watch.
That was good, dude. I can't wait to clip that.
Please don't clip that. You might get shut down.
Can't wait to clip it. There's actually a clip I made on episode 6 today. And it's right at the end of it. I'm like, I'm so going to clip that. And you're like, please don't clip that. And it's really funny because you obviously don't want it. And it's really funny.
I have no control over anything that happens in this podcast. So if you're watching this right now as a clip,
He could
on
have
either
control.
a reel or a leal or a steal or a beal or any other sort of repeal that you're flipping through your phone with your thumb, I have no control over what you're watching right now. That is controlled by Zach because he has complete ownership and control power issues. No, not issues.
Wait. That's not true. We're trying to get you some more control.
You know,
You just started asking for some.
you want to know what this reminded me actually? This idea of control. One of the hardest things, like something I've been working on, I say it's hard, but it's like, what am I trying to say is I feel like the biggest theme for Megan and I, and even what you and I were talking about literally last night, was this idea of giving up, like just kind of like maybe not being like, even when you know you're right about something in an issue with your partner, like your girlfriend or like anything, like this control, this like, I want to take control over this. Like, I know I'm right. So control, whether it's like it could be a podcast or a conversation. And it's like, so much of what we've been saying is like, maybe, or not like we know, it's like, but like this topic of like, even when you know you're right in any given circumstance, is being right the right thing to like make sure, like is being right the most efficient, or like, is that what's needed, is being right all the time?
Or is it's like being right causes more destruction? So is like the path to happiness actually letting yourself be wrong?
Right. Or not even letting yourself be wrong. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but more of like, is it a higher priority to like encourage a relationship going on or conversation going on by like what did we say last night? It was like the way people perceive you, like the way perception is, the way you perceive things tends to take hierarchy over everything else. So even if something is true, the way it's perceived is what's taken home. And so even if you're right, you can be right and be like, I'm fucking right. And it's like, you're right. But it's like, that's not good. Right. Versus being like, oh my God, like this is fighting, we're fighting, or this is anger, or this is like me proving an egotistical point. You know, maybe, I don't know, like ego death is a giving up. And this, I think giving up, that term, like, oh, I'm giving up, like I've lost. And something I feel like I'm learning in my life with my son and his mom that I was never with, and like the battles between like the things that we go through have felt like battles. And this whole different approach I've been trying to take has been like, I don't want to fight anymore. How do I not fight when I feel like what's right is to fight for like my son, or like win this conversation, or I know I'm right. And it's like fighting for what's right sometimes isn't the greatest thing to do. Sometimes the most important thing to do, or the most mature, or the most healthy, or the most healing, or the most sustainable, is to give up by not projecting that rightness and demanding it to be heard, type of a thing. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. We even wrote a song back in the day called Give Up.
Was it called Give Up?
Yeah, it's called Give Up. Remember? Because our whole entire like artwork was this. And the idea was your feet are planted on the ground, but your hands and eyes are looking up. And that's like the anatomical position. So when your perspective is forward and your arms are like, it's like you're giving up this, like the chains, you know, like if you look down, you're on earth, like gravity holds us down, like time and space. But like this idea of any situation, I don't know, but that's just something that I've been, and at work, it's different because that space is nursing. And so being like right and certain is most important. But when talking with a patient, it's never about being right. It's about building a relationship with that patient so that they are listening, and like you're listening. And there's like this, I don't know, respectful collaboration. What do you think?
No, I think it's definitely like a mature take. The idea of like accepting yourself being wrong. But like when I say being wrong, I mean letting someone else believe you're wrong. Because I think that's like the toughest thing, is you want to be heard and you want to communicate. And so when you feel right about something, letting go of even needing that so that you can move on, making it easier for your partner or whoever else you're arguing with, then you're being the bigger person, even for yourself.
Right. Wouldn't you say that like when you do that, when you're actually able to overcome that desire to project words, or like, as we've talked about all the time, it's like when I actually don't talk in that moment, or I do stay quiet, or I just listen, or to be present, like shut the fuck up and listen. Mm-hmm. When I'm actually able to do that, it feels like I start glitching on the inside. It's like what becomes, because it's like anger, it's like demanding, it's like forceful communication. It's like I'm forcing you to know that, to listen to this. And when I don't do that, it's like a,
yeah,
like, and it's like, first it's like anger, and then it's like immediately like I talk myself through it by not reacting, by not being right, by not trying to always. And then it's like, even myself, the moment I get past that, I've done it. And I don't know, tell me if you agree, like every time that I'm able to actually give up myself and just be like, it's not about being right now. It's about like moving the fuck on, is whether it's a patient, it's like sometimes people just need to be accepted for what they are, and accepting them and being like, hey, this is about us accepting each other. I don't have to accept what you believe or think right now, but like I accept you as a person. And that's important. And I want you to believe that and perceive that. Even if I'm having a hard time being that, I need to fucking learn how to be that. And that feels like me. It feels like failing. It's like, okay, I'm giving up because I use my words through everything. This act of giving up feels more like moving like water. We've talked about that before. It's like,
I think that's also just like maturity. I think maturity comes with
choice.
Yeah. You have to choose to like choose your battles. I think that's like a huge thing of like all throughout my 20s, I would feel like I was not choosing the right battles and learning so much of what I should react to or let myself react to.
What do you mean? Give me an example.
I don't know. I used to just always feel like I need to state my opinion on everything. And especially like with women, I always had a hard time communicating properly and like expressing myself. I'd always offend women all the time. And I just wouldn't, like, I'd be like, I didn't mean it like that. And I'm like kind of like I offend people a lot with just how blunt I can be sometimes. And then I have to deal with repercussions. And so it's kind of more like I've learned when to like state my opinion and not. And I used to do it a lot more because I used to drink a lot more. And so I used to just kind of say what the fuck I want and deal with the problems. But now that I really don't drink that much, I just choose what I want to say a little more like intellectually. But I think that's just all what I'm trying to get at is I think that just comes with age.
Right.
Like wanting to just enjoy your life more and knowing that being right all the time isn't that enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because most of the time it's someone else being hurt so you can be right.
It's just so fucking hard though to actually implement that action. Something I've learned a lot in therapy for me is like this idea of rightness, white rightness. This comes in different forms based on the family you're born in, based on the culture and, like this. And like, so every culture has their own form, but like, I think that being born in a Christian household with a pastor as a father and this, like the God complex, and you believed in the right religion, the only religion, and there was one way or the highway, and that like it's really hard to not be like we are like raised to like go out into the world and tell people how they're wrong, like without telling them, by being like, this is the way you can get out of living the wrong life that you're in because this is the right way.
Yeah. It's a savior complex.
It's a savior complex. Yeah. And so like coming from that and having to reform an identity that isn't that from birth, childhood, is fucking aggressive. And so that imprint in a romantic relationship, I have learned, like in terms of being right, feels like it comes from this real childish, like an angst teen sort of, like learning how to listen and not about being right, but learning how to have a relationship with a partner and somebody and really be present when someone's, like it's about listening to people. It's about the exchange of conversation. I believe that's more important than like being right.
But haven't we been told that growing up? Like the older you get, the less the world becomes about you. It's like, it's the way it's supposed to be. It's like, I feel like once you have a kid, when you know this, I don't. But I've always been told once you have a kid, you start to realize like how much the joy in life has nothing to do with you.
You don't know if you don't have a kid. You could have a kid. Just like I didn't know I had a kid, and then all of a sudden, bam!
Ow.
That's what it felt like when I found out. It
Yeah.
was like, what? Nah.
I know you were in denial for a minute.
One of these days, maybe I'll share some of those stories and get more deeper into my
We'll have to choose those podcasts.
fatherhood.
Yeah.
There's just way too much going. There's just like I've never fucking opened up publicly about that anything about that. And he's young too, and I've always wanted to like wait till he's older and ask him but like I would never talk about him. It's more of my experience and how I found out. And when we were doing Blouse and pretty much on the cusp of moving to LA and touring, and that shit was like. Anyways, yeah, I think giving up is an important practice for me to like
give up.
I think what I was getting at was just making for me, this is something I've learned in therapy and something that's really powerful for me as a reactive person. I care so much. One of my like attachment styles is to give care. That's how I receive love. And so some like learning what your attachment styles are and your love languages are is a powerful way of like being able to see yourself in your relationship, to listen more, to like be more present in who you are. And so I've been like learning these things and trying to like really get to like this place of being at peace in my own body and mind and my relationships, because I'm a great communicator until I'm not. And then it's like, you're going to listen, right? That's how it's always been. And so I have to take ownership over that in every relationship I was ever in. And like now with Megan, the love of my life, it's like, I don't drink this, right? It's like all these things that I've chosen too are ultimately like, I chose her. I don't want to choose myself. So like, how do you do that? You have to choose yourself. You have to be aware of yourself to choose others. And so we all have an agenda. Okay. When you have an agenda with anything, with anybody, is what can happen is something happens where there's a flooding of emotions because I have an agenda, or, with somebody, or like a history with somebody, if you will, or past experiences and high expectations, an agenda, and a flooding of emotions. And that flooding of emotions can lead, once it becomes so flooded, it's almost like the ability to critically think about my situation and what's really going on is a reactiveness afterwards. So an agenda leads to emotional flooding, which leads to a reactive response. Yeah. And I'm a reactive person. I think that's a chain that I don't want to say. I mean, I think everyone does that. They have their form of an agenda.
I think everyone just reacts in different ways.
Flooding. And yeah, so some people can react by checking out, by disassociating. Other people can react by attacking. Other people can react by literally just dipping, running away, right? Like these fight or flight responses. And so just like, it's taken me years to get to this like understanding of like, oh, me and my partner, you and me might have the biggest agenda out of like anybody else I've ever known. Okay, 'cause we're brothers. We go all from day one. And we've gotten in so many fucking fights. We've hurt each other so bad before, emotionally and like physically, and not talked to each other for months at times. And like, we're very different in our upbringing and how we like grew up in the same family and our experiences. And so like, it's taken us years to learn that we have had a serious agenda with each other. And what happens with me, even like last night when we're talking so quickly, it's like muscle memory. I can be like, Zach. It's like, you're not reading me right, bro. Don't you dare do that. And it's like, oh my God, like that's right. We have this, he's perceiving me that I'm this way, when in reality, I'm not even trying to be that. How do I not? We got to like get on, I don't know. It's like recognizing that there's an agenda of our past. We have such a history and it's not the present. And I'm being flooded with emotions so fast, I'm starting to get like annoyed and frustrated. And it's like, don't react, Nathan, don't, and that's how it feels. Even like just little conversations. And it's like learning how to be present in my reactive tissue is fucking brutal, but it's like powerful. And it gives me the ability to give up myself, give up my reactiveness, like give it up, Nathan. Like, It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
I think that's just like, honestly, because I get the same way too, or I can get like that annoyed with everything, and just not just you, but just like in my relationship and everything. And I think it's just when I'm not present and when I'm thinking about too many other things. And it's not even just thinking, but just being other places in my head, not here.
where do you go?
How that I normally go with like on the things I need to get done. And then when
Like you just ruminate on them?
Mm-hmm.
Like I gotta get to work at this time. I gotta get ready start getting ready for work.
If it's like, yeah, so like when I wake up, I have to be at work at 2 p.m. And so it's like I get up at normally 8 or 7:30 if I really want to push it a little earlier, because I normally stay up pretty late because I get out late. But then it's, my first thought is, how many hours do I have until I have to leave? It's my first thought.
Damn.
But then I'll start ruminating on that. How many hours I have, how many hours I have, how many hours I have, how many things I have to get done. But it's just not being present. And it's like the times I'm more present, the times I respond to people better, and the times I'm just like life's easier if I can just take it day by day and like be present. But that's really tough, man.
What are you like? What are some things that you go to the gym, right?
I mean, exercise is very important.
That's like the number one thing.
I mean, yeah,
that I find is like,
it's been tough for me to be active every day because my work is incredibly active. I'm on my feet for like 9 hours, 10 hours a day. So you're still in the grind of it where you'll go work like your 8-hour shift and then you'll get home and be like, I'll hit my bike. It's like, I just am not there anymore.
I think what you just, I was about to ask you a question and you just nailed it. I think this is what we just said was like giving up. Everything is about giving up because choices matter and they have consequences.
Yeah.
So whether you go to the gym, that choice matters, or whether you don't go to the gym, those are both choices given an agenda and a flooding of emotions or the lack thereof, and however you react, it disassociates, comes with excuses. And like, absolutely, your job is on your feet. You're a bartender, but it's so fucking hard to like combine exercise and whatever. Here's where I think I am every day after work. I don't want to ride. Like, what do I play in my head is I have to work. And I know that like I could have different jobs, but I chose nursing. It gives me purpose. It pays me well. I can own a home and support my family. So I have to work now. I'm obligated to go to work. Depending on how I look at it, I don't have to work out. So every time I do work out, that is a choice I'm making that is so fucking lucky. Like there's a lot of people that don't have the same privilege, that have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, who can't ever work out because they have kids and they have to get home, they have to do this. And so they spend most of their life supporting other people or working all these things just to make ends meet, and they can't go to a gym or they can't spend the time to work out. Working out is a fucking privilege. That's a choice. And so embracing that is like, there are so many people who don't have that opportunity, and you're just fucking wasting it.
It's also, a lot of people don't know.
Just kidding, that was brutal, but I didn't actually mean that. But
it's also, I don't think a lot of people know the benefits of working out, and they don't think about it, dude.
Education.
People are just stuck in the day-to-day grind of everything, and the only thing that brings them joy is drugs and alcohol or Jesus.
Makes sense though, man. I mean, the Jesus part, I mean, that's
because I think of mom and dad growing up and everyone we were raised by, and none of them drank and none of them did drugs that I know of or were on anything. That was way before antidepressants too, and everyone prayed really hard to get everything done.
I mean,
and so it's kind of like
I would go to those prayer sessions with dad, like early Sunday morning.
But everyone devoted so much time to Jesus, so that that need for anything else, you can't even have it. So it's just like if you have a need, you pray on it. If you have this, you pray on it. You always
God will tell you. God will show you the way. God, what do you have for me? God, what do you have for me? God.
When I first had my first like real bad anxiety breakdown at 10, that's all I was told is pray and ask God what to do. And it's like, dude, I can't think. I'm losing it, you know? And then it happened again at 15. And it wasn't until I was about 17
that's just
where it was, how you should see a therapist and talk about anxiety.
I remember all that because I remember like they disowned me basically. And but that was the beginning of where I was saying to them, like it's very obvious that there's something bigger going on. Like, get help for Zach, like get him to see a doctor. Like, you can hate me all you want, like whatever, like you can think that weed's the problem, like, and Yeah, like that was just, and what's interesting is like when that happened, it was like those were the conversations I was having every day with like the bros. You know, it was like smoking weed, talking religion, talking mental health, talking how do we get through this. I have so much anxiety. How do you like? So smoking weed, it'd be like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm freaking out, dude, I love it, and be like practice to be like, this is how I feel like at life sometimes like with my family, like blah blah blah. It's like this, but I don't know, and so that's brutal, man. Like that they would say like. You know, I mean, that's what we were told all the time, right? It's like, pray, just pray. God will show you the way. God will get you through this.
Yeah.
God will get you through this. Just pray. I'm having suicidal thoughts.
Are you praying? Are you reading every day?
Given there have been in some churches, probably some steps that have been made. I mean, I know that like steps have been made and like how to approach mental health and like the seriousness of it. But
no, we're talking from an older perspective.
And that older perspective is so alive and real, man.
Yeah.
And kids are dying like from not getting medical attention. I mean, there's shit going on right now that we cannot talk about just because we have so much love for people. I do. And that like breaks my heart of kids going through shit in local churches that like should have been addressed fucking ever ago.
Yeah.
And weren't because God will find the way. God will help you. And it's like, how did an entire church see the signs for like so long of suffering children and not do anything about it just to find them in a mental health, you know what I'm saying? Like institute. And so it's alive and real. That culture's alive and real.
I don't blame the people in the religion though. I blame the religion. The religion is training you to be so robotically attached to the religion that, yeah, you'll sacrifice your kids for it. That's whatever his name did in the Bible. He's about to kill his son on top of the rock with a knife. Yeah. Until Jesus told him not to. Or did the shrooms just stop working? Or like whatever. It sounds like a trip most of this time. But like people, I don't know, man.
That was one of the most brutal stories, right? It was Isaac. And I think it's Abraham. I mean, we don't study this stuff anymore, but I mean, it's stuck like glue.
Yeah.
And he takes him up on the hill and God says, go kill your firstborn. And he's like, okay.
Go sacrifice for rain.
I've heard different stories. Like some pastors would be like, and then Abraham would, no, God, please not my firstborn. And God looked down and said, if you do not give me your firstborn, then do you really love me?
Ew.
Okay, I'll do it.
It's all about guilt.
And then other stories was like, give me your firstborn. Okay.
Yeah, other stories are like, well, all right, God said so.
Ding. Now, please, wait. I trust that you love me now because you're about to kill your son.
Yes.
I want this to carry
you
into this book until the kids here can read it.
I have an idea for a book.
Yeah.
You think you could help me?
Here's this idea. We have a father and this superstitious God. We tell him to kill his firstborn, and if he doesn't, we condemn him to hell. But right before he slices his firstborn's throat out there in the wilderness, we stop him, and we say, by the grace of God, myself,
just kidding.
I will perish his life. Well, not perish, save his life. A little cringe there, but
yeah.
That's how I think of the Bible now, is like a really cringy, like, and welcome back to the book of Deuteronomy, where we're going to read, I don't know, maybe is that like Austrian or something?
I don't know.
The names of everybody ever. Pray with us.
Bow your heads.
Names. And then the pastor goes, no, it's a history book too. And it's the Sword of God. Oh, okay. It's the Sword of God in a history book.
You've been doing that character a lot more. And I'm just like, dude, that gets my heart to get all weird.
I know.
I'm all,
you hated that when we were young, and I've kept that our whole lives. That's always been the goofy one.
No, not that one. That one's fine. That one's just intense.
One of the things about the church that really hurt my feelings was that when I would be hurting with depression or anxiety, they tell me to pray about it. Now my heart hurts. My heart hurts. And you want me to be praying about my hurt heart.
That was deep, man. Yeah. That was for the Academy.
All right, I don't know about you, but it sounds like it's
Oh, we're not doing the intro song? You don't remember?
Oh, shit.
You don't remember?
You gotta
hold me a hum.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God. See, practice makes perfect. Okay.
Well, someone's editing the podcast.
Hum.
A moment to Reddit.
I remember now. Yeah. Do you watch Tim Dillon's podcast?
Tim Dillon?
Yeah.
Tim Dillon, the tool guy? Well, who am I thinking of?
Oh my God, dude. Tim Dillon's probably one of the most hottest and popular podcasters on YouTube, who's been on Joe Rogan's podcast. He's fucking hilarious. Just came out with a special. Are you just pulling like you're on a podcast right now and don't know who I'm talking about? Tim Dillon.
I don't know. I'll know his face.
Oh my God, that's depressing as hell. I had no idea how disconnected you are from the world I live in on YouTube. We are in completely two different worlds on YouTube. I didn't actually know that, but this will be some like not that big of news to you, but it's very big news to me. So Tim Dillon has his own podcast and he's hilarious, and it breaks my heart that you don't know who I'm fucking talking about. And I think you need to make a clip out of this. It fucking breaks my heart, Zach, that you don't know who Tim Dillon is.
I just don't know his name, man. Chill out. I probably know his face pretty well.
He's a pretty like how do I say? He's like the he's a not drug addict.
Nate, here's Tim Dillon. Here's his dick. Here's your mouth.
Oh my God, man. No, it's just like I bring up, I have a really great topic. So Ben, the producer editor, and he also sits like right here on his podcast, and he's got a laptop and he edits them. And he like produces them.
You realize why? Obviously, you didn't listen to the podcast.
What?
That's why I did that. That's what you did when I talked about Gary Vee last podcast.
What?
You were all, Doug, here's Gary Vee, here's his dick.
Dude, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're doing right now, but the fact is like, you don't know who Tim Dillon is that's hilarious to me.
I probably know who Tim Dillon is.
But you don't, because there's not, anyways, Ben left the podcast and there's all this shit right now like going on YouTube, and I love it because it's hot shit and it's a big deal because they've been doing it forever, and it sucks because that'd be like you and I having a falling out, and like you being like, I'm done.
We're
and
at
me being
episode,
like,
what, 250?
Oh my God. No. Ben, Ben, sit down. Ben. The Tim Dillon be like, Ben, please sit down, Ben. Ben, there he goes. There goes Ben, walking off like the fucking loser he is. You know what the problem with Ben is? You know what the problem with Ben is? Is like he's never been a good editor anyways. I think that's like...
Oh my God. Is that real, or are you just acting?
No, that'd be like the energy of like... Tim Dillon's hilarious. He's getting some shit right now because Ben is the sweetest on his podcast, and just like, he's such a good editor. He so much work. They do the split screen a lot where it'd be like Tim on one side and him on the other, and Ben just had to come up, I don't know, like Tim's comedy is like yelling at people and making fun of them. Like a lot of his comedy is that way, which is, I mean, I don't find any offense, but the problem is I'm not the person being yelled at the whole time. Like he uses him as the butt of his. It'd be like if you were right here with a laptop and like going back and forth and controlling the podcast, and I was just talking like this the whole time and being like, Ben, why can't I hear anything? Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah.
We're not paying you now for the next, like, and it's funny shit, but it's like maybe after years of that, you might be like, you're a fucking dick. I'm done. You're not talking at all. You seem so anyways. So
I don't know these people you're talking about, dude. And you're so annoyed by I don't know who these people you're talking about. Obviously, I should know them, but they maybe need to up their game.
This was on the front page of Reddit because you don't know it. That's why it's on the front page of Reddit, because you don't know it. Oh, God. Oh, my God. It really pisses me off. Sorry, everybody, about this fucking gypsy over here who has to like stay indoors and meditate while we all watch YouTube and learn a little something about society.
If you keep this fucking attitude up, mister, I'm going to come over and punch your fucking face.
You sucking it. Punch your fucking face. Ew, dude. Ew, you're turning up right now. I like it. Okay, moving on. COVID vaccines.
What about them?
Yes. COVID vaccines prevented at least 330,000 deaths and nearly 700,000 hospitalizations among adult Medicare recipients. That means 65 and older in 2021. The reduction in hospitalizations due to vaccinations saved more than $16 billion in medical costs. What do you think?
I wonder where they got this information.
Of course, it's your first question. And I'm not, when we ever do the moment to Reddits, I'm not saving that shit because that's not what this is about.
Okay.
This is like, we know that's real.
So the study,
We know those numbers are probably way lower, right? Like that's probably higher numbers.
I feel like the numbers aren't high enough.
What do you like? And yeah, I'm saying like the numbers should be like they probably saved more like 1 million deaths.
Yeah, it seems a little low.
Right. Because we believe in
Science.
here.
And people
at Those
who
Boys.
don't, that's okay. Just die.
Well, the thing is, it's not okay. But being right isn't always what's important. Giving up being right maybe isn't how you connect with individuals that don't believe in science, who believe the earth is flat and all of that. Maybe being right isn't how you connect.
I believe in science. Name that movie.
I believe in science. Oh my God. Nacho Libre.
Yes, sir.
Oh, in your face. Name that movie.
Okay, so I know the movie. I want to say it's like Yes Man. Isn't it Yes Man? No, it's I Love You Man.
Yeah. Very good. You didn't get it right though, right? I mean, we play this
because
very
I
seriously.
always mix up those two movie names, but I got it, dude.
We
Dude.
All right,
Relax.
All right, Jobin. I'll see you later, or I'll see you at another time.
Did you call me Jobin?
I'm confused. Am I going to see you? Yeah, I'll see you later. Okay. Welcome to my beat laboratory. My beat laboratory. Slap in the bag.
I slap at the bass.
slap at the bass.
I slap at the bass.
I think this is as a nurse and working through the entire fucking pandemic and being on the unit, the outpatient surgical unit inside the hospital that was ER, ICU overflow, as well as all of our procedures. You know, they canceled procedures those 3 months, the first 3 months of the pandemic. And then they started the procedures back up ×2 to try to catch up when the pandemic actually started, which was like July, around that time, right? That June, maybe. I don't know, like when airports started opening up. That shit was fucked, man. So before the vaccine, I don't know if, like, it's almost like people like so quickly forget. And I'm not like trying to talk that people are just like, we agree with this fact. But before the vaccine, it was really bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, really bad everywhere. And I was there. I experienced it. It was daily. And what's funny is I was not working in the ER. And the first month, because their procedures got shut down, they were like all critical care nurses and like have to go to ER. And I was like, what? You know, it's like I work in outpatient surgery and you want me to go to the ER for a pandemic? That's stupid. So like first week, it was like news dropped. It was like hazmat suits in the front of the ER and it was like midsummer. And so it was like 100 degrees out and I'm there like, please stop right there. Stop your car, please. Please, what are you here for? You have a sore throat. Please sit down. Sit down. Sit down. I can't breathe. Sit down. I can't breathe. So fucking brutal. So when these vaccines came out, that life stopped.
Yeah.
That life started to stop. So yeah, I think these numbers are down.
I mean, we can't argue that the vaccine's not working. We know it's working.
We can't not argue that we're not seeing it work.
But there are people that argue it, and I just think you just got to let those people do their people things.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're missing the whole point, though.
But we got ahead of it. There are still people getting COVID all the time. Like they're coming in COVID positive. We're canceling procedures all the time. But the thing is that they get better.
Yeah.
And then they come back 5 days later and we're like, what's up, COVID positive?
Oh, everyone's, dude. It's like at least one person a week at my work has COVID.
that's what we do.
Okay. Is it the heart?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's called surgery.
Yeah.
That's surgery. That's what we do for surgery. Yeah. Oh, you were COVID positive 5 days ago?
Their backdrop just fell.
No way. I wonder how bad it looks now. That's crazy. I didn't think it would actually fall. That was Gorilla Tape.
Well, there's no gorillas here
anymore. That's a bad. We're actually at an hour.
I know we're getting pretty close, but we should probably end it in some sort of way.
I'm gonna let that stay then for the end because that's
center
like,
Reddit.
Oh man, that's terrible. But
no, dude, any clip would look terrible. You got to put it back up. We'll just take a second here. So I'm just gonna do. Sorry for that interruption. We had to fix the wall that fell down. You know, new studio, try to get everything perfect.
All right, we gotta keep moving here though because we're getting close.
Yep.
Excuse me. Moving on.
Give me another one.
So Atai Life Sciences doses first patient in new DMT clinical trials. So we're
Life sciences. So
we're
new
starting to
DMT.
see DMT starting to be used, and I'm like, yeah, drop DMT because Rogan. I've actually done
Dude,
DMT, so
DMT
go
was-
fuck yourself.
Not
Yes,
done
I
DMT.
have.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
When?
Are you serious?
When did you do
We're
DMT?
brothers, and you've been a part of my life forever.
You've
and
never done
yes,
DMT.
I did.
When did you do DMT?
That was a big night. I didn't have the full experience because I didn't do it that by itself. It was in the years when I got kicked out.
Oh.
And I had, from like 18 and 19.
You did DMT?
That first year was wild, man. Wild. We found, I don't even know if we can't even admit this shit. We can't admit this
Okay,
shit.
we'll just change the story then. We don't need to get into it because that's the stories we shouldn't probably
But
tell. on the
DMT, yeah, they're
podcast.
starting to use it on clinical trials, and I think that's amazing. DMT scares the shit out of me, but you can cut this whole section out if you want. But all right, so I don't know if you saw this. This is just like this is a really great topic around video games. So Ubisoft,
Yeah.
released their Far Cry 6 GOTY edition, which is like some GOTY awards. I don't even know what GOTY stands for. Game of the Year. Duh. Game of the Year awards. And they did not win Game of the Year, but they are saying to buy their Game of the Year Far Cry 6 edition for $120.
Oh, wow. So they're saying it's Game of the Year when they didn't win Game
And
of
it's
the Year.
$120. Ooh. So the video game industry is fucking wild.
They're trying to steal that shit, dude.
But like, isn't that like what it's come out in these games? Like Evan's always wanting to buy
but
like
they also so
in-game
it's $120, and if it's an online game at all, then they'll give it 6 months, come out with a big update, and make you pay for it. They'll keep getting your money,
even though this game's already
they don't
been
actually
out.
do that anymore.
This
now,
is just the
now they have the season passes to play the game.
I don't know.
You buy the game and then you pay. It's like every new season, it's going to be like 12, $12.
Have you ever played Far Cry?
No, I've never been a Far Cry person, but I heard it's really fun.
It looks so beautiful.
So yeah, graphics are
every time I watch it, I'm like, I want to play it. I don't have the attention span anymore to actually stick with video games. I play
not campaign
Fortnite
games. Yeah, I'm all about comp, baby. I want to have that competition.
Fortnite with my son is so fun.
But
Fortnite, the three of us.
Yeah, so fun.
We have some amazing. I've really been thinking we should start recording some of our streams because, like, when we all three start talking and then we win and like he's yelling, we're all yelling. It's pretty.
Dude, that would be
awesome.
a good streaming segment
Live
at some point. Live Fortnite
live streaming with the kid with my son.
Yeah.
That
Once
would
he's
be
of age.
freaking brilliant.
Because
he's the one that's telling us now.
We could set it up like a full stream and we'll do it on Twitch.
The people he follows on YouTube, man, like 'cause
reaction videos.
He's just on YouTube now.
Yeah.
And he has all the people he follows. And so there's like these dads, like they're married and they have kids. And he's like, yeah, no, this guy's married, but he has 150,000 subscribers. This other guy, he's also married and has like a family, and he just does like reaction videos to like Minecraft and stuff, and he has 1 million subscribers. I'm like, so I guess kid content works,
all content works, baby.
I know all content works, but if you provide content for the whole family,
supposedly kid content is the easiest content to get trending.
Yeah,
because there's
That's
lot
what they want.
more
They want
kids. There's
man.
a lot
the
more
algorithm
kids
wants
there.
kids.
Yeah.
All right, here's some life pro tips. And we can finish off with, I got 3 of these.
Yeah.
These are like quick convos. And because these life pro tips on Reddit are just fucking awesome. Follow that thread. But here you go. Anytime you're doing a home repair project, this is for the parents out there, have your kids help you out. That way they learn about home systems, doing things on their own, and saving money in the process. I know you've been like, I try to get Evan to help me with everything. And it's like, this is the dumbest life pro tip when you have a child that's will not do certain, like, what about the kid who doesn't?
What won't Evan do?
You make them do it.
What won't Evan do though?
Sometimes kids just don't do shit. Like just recognizing what he's into. So like he's of the metaverse world. Like, he's a brainiac kid.
Yeah.
He's going to like build rocket ships.
Yeah.
And he's such a tech nerd and he's so smart. And so like, it's all video games, it's all technology, it's all math, it's all, it's like we have family reading days so that we can just like force reading in our family and like try to have some breaks in technology, but we fucking embrace it. We embrace technology. And so I think that kids, sometimes they learn a lot by like, it's like very cute, but I think kids learn by just watching. I mean, they just like absorb everything. And so this idea of like, get your son out there and go play catch. It's like, sure. Unless the kid hates baseball.
Yeah.
If he hates baseball, then he's not going to play catch. So sometimes you have to do what the kid wants to do.
Oh, for sure. I think we don't dwell enough in what children want to do. Like growing up, all I wanted to do is play video games. You don't think
like maybe some kids want to like do home repairs? Home repairs?
No. I mean, I think kids get into that. That's the thing. I'm saying that like you're always pulled away from that as a kid, what you actually want to do. And I think it would be interesting.
Oh, because it like takes so long doing it with your kid because they're like slow at it. So it's just easier for dad. I'll just get it done.
I'm talking like a kid. Like Evan just wants to play video games all day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What he wants to do.
But you can't do that.
No.
Because then they don't have an identity.
Exactly.
Because part of having identity is struggling and learning what you do in times of struggle. And so if you just have a video game where you have complete control and there's never any like real life struggle, then where's the identity? You know, there's like the internet and the way you perceive yourself online. That's all fucking real. But that's why it really matters, because it's really real.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the interesting
thing.
There's
like an internet identity versus the real life.
That's the interesting thing about the metaverse is it's really creating the internet identity. So it's like,
you don't think it's already there? Our social media? You don't think, what are we doing now? We're like,
well, no, for sure. Identity in that form. I'm saying like the real, almost physical,
like not being able to separate,
where you get really lost in it and you see someone's full body, even though it's a cartoon.
We've said that we would want to do a metaverse cast. We're going to do that.
Totally. We'll try it out.
Believe in it. We're going to start having a segment where we do a cast and metaverse. Moving on.
Yeah.
All right, this is a good one for you because, you know, both of us. If you're trying to get in this shape, tell me if you agree. If you're trying to get into shape, consistency, like making it a habit, is more important than the workout duration.
100%.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
You think so?
Well, so think about it. I think what the person is saying.
Yeah, go for it. Tell me.
What the person is saying is because 9 times out of 10, people go back to the gym. The reason why they don't continue staying in the gym is because they work out too hard to start back going to the gym. You push yourself too hard, it hurts too bad. And that's what you remember is just, oh, this is why I don't do this. Is because the first 2 weeks, the first 3 weeks suck. And it's a real big pain in the butt. I was going to mention it. I even wrote down in my book. The quote was, man, stairs fucking suck after leg day, because that's what I was saying when I was at work all day after leg day. And it really fucking sucks. I'm just now getting back into the gym. And it's like, when you do legs right, it's like, I'm not getting up these stairs. Yeah. It's just like legs don't work.
Yeah. Leg day is
but if the person,
even doing lunges, like 30 lunges, and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna ride the bike.
Hits quick. Yeah.
It's like, you got to give yourself some time.
But what were you saying?
No, sorry, I interrupted you. But yeah, so consistency matters. But I mean, what about like a really, really like
it depends though. So
2 hour, maybe that's never healthy.
Not for people that don't want that.
Back in the day when we would have those like crazy
if people can
sessions,
get in the gym 4 days a week, that's like, I'm just gonna say that's so much better than 99% of our population, probably, or at least I would say 90%.
4 days is, yeah, I think like
so.
One
a lot
day.
of people can't do that. That's what
we've been talking about.
But listen,
right?
I can't be at the gym for an hour and a half. I can't get a full workout in. It's okay. Then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go ride the elliptical for 30 minutes or whatever it is, and you're gonna go home. You're not gonna lift until you want to be there. Just make it about cardio and just do cardio. No one like gives cardio enough benefit. That's what we need. Like mental health is so much better after you get a cardio workout in.
Oh, God.
And if you did it 4 days a week,
it's amazing.
Your mental health is just going to improve.
Mind-body connection, baby. Mind-body connection.
It's not being sold as that. It's, do you want to just get like fit and look good? It's like, do you want to feel better?
Big deal. That is a big deal.
That's the only way. I mean, that's the only reason why I still go to the gym, really, is because I feel better after the gym.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's medicine.
Yeah.
I mean, you're off all your meds. I'm off all my meds, and we work out.
I feel so good, dude.
And I feel fine.
Good. Everything's really good. I feel happy. I feel concentrated. I feel focused.
I'm fine. I'm Ross from Friends. I'm fine.
Continue.
Amazon Prime is a scam. Canceling your membership, you can get free delivery on most stuff if you spend over $25. They say it's a 1 week delivery. But over 90% of the time, according to this user, it's delivered in 2 days, which is the Prime delivery day.
I believe it. I believe it 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that like because it's such a complicated system that everything's being delivered no matter what?
Yeah, I just think they have a system.
You want to know why I think you're right? Because Prime shit don't come in 2 days now all the time.
Not all the time.
Sometimes it's like, unfortunately, we lost your item.
As a Prime member, if you don't get it within that 2-day window, you can get a full refund. You just got to know how to talk to them.
Oh, so you have to finagle. Remember, you know what though?
It
Costco ain't
sucks.
this way. Costco ain't this way.
Yeah.
You can take a VCR that you bought back in the 90s and go, yeah, it don't work anymore. And they'll be like, you have the receipt. And if you have that receipt, they'll give you your money back.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's their policy.
The carpet that I have at my house that Maya peed all over.
I'm sure it's a little bit rougher now. I mean, that might be a little bit, maybe certain items are like, once you buy them, you can't like, I don't know. But I mean, like that was, remember when Dad would like, they would like take stuff. And I remember like one time there was something in the church and like Dad was like, we're going to take this back to Costco. And we took it back and they just like, no receipt. There was her and just gave him cash. And I was just like, what the fuck?
No receipt?
Yeah, it was like the 90s. I was a kid, man. I was like, the 90s were different. It was just like, and I have some, like I'm starting to get more and more memories, but that was a Costco memory. That was a classic thing, was like, let's just return this to Costco. Return it to Costco. They'll give you cash.
They'll give you cash. I think they still had to have the receipt though. I think you could never get it back.
Don't you have an Amazon credit card?
Yeah.
So you should cancel your Amazon account, man. Keep the credit card. Can you?
I don't know.
Because you have to have Prime. No, you couldn't.
No, you don't have. I don't think you have to have Prime to use their credit card.
I do think that it's not that Amazon Prime is a scam, because I remember living in San Francisco when I was in nursing school and my buddy said, bro, you got to try this thing out. It's called Prime and I get everything delivered in 2 days. And I was like, because remember things would take forever to get delivered. It's like everything. I was like, everything? Yeah, right. And he was like, oh yeah, everything. It used to be like a reading company. So then I signed up and it was just like, oh yeah, just amazing. And now everyone's doing that. Every single company has like
A return policy?
our new shit we bought, our cameras delivered in 2 days.
Oh, you mean 2-day delivery?
2-day delivery. Everything has to like meet that standard now. So even if you don't pay for Amazon Prime and they don't meet that standard, you can find your shit off Walmart and get that standard.
Amazon's right on the brink from 2-hour shipping. So I think that's why the Prime shipping is just kind of everywhere. You haven't heard of this?
With what, drones?
They're already doing it with drones.
You know, like, what are you talking about? That's going to be so fun.
I so didn't catch on that you were just reenacting what it'd be like catching the package.
Because you'd be like, oh, I see it. Oh, I see it. I see it. You know, like, you're just so stupid. I know it won't be that. It'll probably be like a landing pad, you know, where it's everyone's inside the house are like, guys, come on, here it comes.
Yeah, no, it's a landing pad.
And it's all.
It's probably a lot quieter than that, though. Like, we probably think of it like it's a...
It has like your hair dryer in a box. It's just all, no, hair dryer. There goes.
Man, if we had a budget, that'd be a really funny short.
Couple toothbrushes.
Yeah.
2-hour delivery. Shit. Order another one. There goes another drone.
It's just your stuff.
Yeah. I think of all the videos of the glitches that are going to come out where it's like, I think that's it. It's just all. It is a box. It's going to be so good. So good.
It's going to be people on their phones be like, that's my toilet.
Yeah.
That's my TV.
Oh! Well, I better get a refund. You dropped that from 1,000 feet. That was my toothbrush. It's in the box all.
Man, that'd be a really funny short if we had a budget. If we could actually like CGI all the things we want to do.
Someday we will do all the things that we want to do. All right, man. Well,
that was a good amount of Reddit. Thanks for bringing that.
I love you. This has been good. I know that this is exciting. Thank you for joining us, our new studio, and
new studio, new cameras, new stuff.
We're casting actually doing another cast in a couple days because we're catching up from our failure from last time.
Oh no, we didn't even mention that. The reason why we got the cameras is because we did film episode 8 last week on the right time we were supposed to film it. And one of our cameras wasn't actually recording because we originally were recording from iPhones, and much just tougher to keep an eye on.
Oh yeah,
when you have no manager, no one running. Yeah, so it's like
down.
we accidentally didn't hit record, and so it's kind of like, all right, Nate had a little moment. He's like, this can't ever happen again.
Everything was fine, and then we get up from here to go to our phones, and the phone from Zach's face wasn't recording, so I fucked up, and somehow I got it all focused, and then just didn't hit record because it's so many little things to remember. Yeah. And we're out here, and I looked at it, and I went, no, and you were like, I don't think it was recording, and I was like, no, dude, I cannot. And like immediately, I was like, I cannot keep doing this with you unless we buy cameras tonight. I will not keep doing this with you.
Well, no, that's not actually what you said.
What did I say?
You said, like, dude, I can't do this if this happens. That's what you said. And you said it just like that. Because I could see you were like rethinking so many things. You're like, I can't do this. It happens. And I looked at you and I was like, yeah, dude, me either. I was like, it really sucks, but nothing we can do. I instantly was just like accepting it. And then you kind of kept like rambling about it. Like,
I was having a little anxiety. Panic.
How did I do that? And then you kept going back and forth. And you're like, Zach, I can't do this if this is going to keep happening. Blah, blah, blah. And we started talking about it. And I was like, so you're saying is the only way to make this stop happening is if we just bought cameras tonight. Yeah. You were like, well, yeah, that would definitely solve this problem. I was like, then let's buy cameras tonight. Yeah. It's like,
I was like, finally we can.
Problem.
Let's do it. I love buying things.
It's like, I allow it.
Yes,
but now it's much easier.
First cast on the new cameras. We do have that other cast, which was pretty good because it was the first actual new studio cast. And we could put that in the future in some.
We have a lot of. We're gonna keep anything that could be a Patreon in the future.
Yeah, I don't want to keep saying. We can't keep saying Patreon because I guess.
Oh fuck, dude! That was the last podcast we talked about this. We talked about the short.
The what?
That we're not releasing the short.
I thought we did
it in the last podcast that we lost.
Oh yeah.
So we got to mention it.
All right. Yeah. So I finished editing the short, and it's brilliant for people that like really, 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 really cringy videos. So we're not going to share it. That's it. We're putting a hard stop on it. We're not sharing it. We're not sharing the.
Don't tell the title of the video. Just leave it.
Just leave it. Yeah. We're not going to share the first short that we filmed and edited.
Depending on wherever those boys podcast goes, if we ever get to a point where releasing that short on a Patreon or something that you could pay for, it's like I don't mind people seeing it. I just don't want to put it out right now.
I'll show that shit after.
Yeah, I need to
after there's money.
It's a tough cringe, especially for me.
But it did show. We showed our girls it, and they loved it because they were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe there's actually like you guys like. Oh my god, this is like a real short. Like it's edited well. There's music. Oh my god, there's like a whole Oh, there's like. And I was like, yeah. Well, I guess we should probably do like. We got now. We have our cameras.
Now we have to do a short.
You're gonna get the Ronin.
I want to get the Ronin. Yeah.
Anyways, thank you everybody, and we love you, and we'll see you in a couple days. But you won't see us for a few weeks. And the Halloween podcast is coming up. And Zach's about to release music soon. We're going to talk more about that the next cast because I want to pin your brain about signs and like music and how we're going to use those boys. But yeah, love you, man.
Love you, dude. Happy episode 8.
Happy episode 8.
And the reason why I made us do the smelling salts is because we were celebrating getting to episode 8 because the last time we did this, we stopped at episode 7. Because when we before we took it seriously and started actually releasing it, we I think we did episode 6 and we didn't get to episode 7.
Those are some great.
So now we are officially, I know, real fucked up episodes.
Those are crazy.
Whole different vibes.
Yeah.
But so congrats.
Yeah, man, thanks, and thank you for editing as usual. And
and this is gonna be the first one we're gonna see if you're gonna edit.
Yeah,
we're gonna put it up in the cloud.
I don't know, man.
We'll figure it out.
Anyways, enough about us talking about us and how we're getting better and not talking about how we do the cast because we're having to do a lot.
But I would like, if we are making fans this early on, I would like them to see the growing process.
I was telling Megan that. She was saying that it's just like hard for her to listen to. And I was like, yeah, because it's like not part of like
anything yet.
So much of what the podcast I listen to, they're always talking about. Well, especially like Rick
all
Glassman
the guests go through all the podcasts now. It's becoming the new talk shows.
Yeah.
So it's like when one person has a guest, you're like, oh shit, they're going to go through the podcast now. And you get to go listen to all their podcasts on everyone's podcast.
Right.
And everyone brings something different out of them. Dylan Francis was just on Chad and JT.
I know,
sent to you.
I would love to sit down with Dylan Francis.
No, yeah,
dude.
no. Oh, so fun.
Be
Dude,
like, "Do
he's
you
so
realize,
funny.
man, you gave. I know he's always
He's
been funny.
so funny. But I mean, funny in the way of like,
Remember
he's such
DJ
a...
Hansel? DJ
Hansel.
Hansel. Greatest beats
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
DJ Hanzo so hot right now. DJ Hanzo, sorry. Dylan Francis is sick and cannot perform tonight, so DJ Hanzo's unfortunately. And he would do whole performances as DJ Hansel.
Yeah.
And it would say Dylan Francis, but then all of a sudden DJ Hansel, like 30 minutes would perform. And be like,
But he's been
"I think that's
sober.
Dylan Francis.
He's been sober for a really long time and doesn't do anything, but all he does is microdose. He's a big microdoser, and his dad's like a big scientist in like natural help and things like that. So there's a total like hippie dude that's like super calm, and he's like, dude, bros, because that's how like Chad and JT call. He's like, bros, has anyone told you both are just kind of like a Xanax?
That's what he said.
Yeah, talking to you is like talking to a Xanax.
Yeah, I mean,
and I was just like, dude,
their
so
voices
spot
really
on.
are like, I mean, it's hard because like when I went to the mall and I like bumped into this girl and I was like, excuse me. And then she looked back at me and she was like, you don't have to say that anymore. And I was like, what do you mean? That's like when I recognized that feminism's actually a thing now. Like, I don't know, but that's just like,
Yeah, dude, that was a really righteous approach. I like the way you're approaching life.
yeah.
Tight, dude.
Anyways, thanks for watching Those Boys, and I hope you guys take care. And
That was episode 8.
and anyways, from NorCal, big shout out to our bros, Chad and JT. Congrats on. Anyways,
Yeah.
love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Let it go, and then let's do a quick little subscribe.
Oh, good idea. And then we have to remember when you first go back to edit it.